Hello and welcome to Badger King Gaming. I'm the Phantom Roy, and welcome to our Let's Play of Grandia 2.
Game art.
Company that's gone out of business. Actually, I don't know. I haven't actually seen anything from Game Art, so I might need correcting on that. I don't know if they have done anything since. But basically, so it's just me for this playthrough, as talking to Female Spock, she says she wouldn't want to. She's not fussed about being in on this game because this is not really her favourite Grandia. Her favourite's obviously the first one. But so all in all, I don't mind Grandia 2. It's actually quite good. It possibly falls down a bit in plot elements, but all in all, it is still a decent game. And the changes, while there are like some astronomical changes to the system, it's still pretty good, and it keeps it a bit fresh. But anyway, I will actually shut my app for a little bit and you can enjoy this opening cinematic.
Don't let me down, Sky. Sky, over here!
Ryudo, I cannot take much more of this.
Quit your belly aching and fly, damn it! Whoa!
Great escape tactic there.
I finished the job, didn't I?
Yes, in your own crude fashion. Here, take your money.
Father, don't be rude. I'm so sorry.
Don't bother, I'm used to it.
I won't have you speaking to his kind. Come, we're leaving.
I cannot stand him. What a pompous fool.
It's work, not a barrel of laughs.
Well, well, you're growing up, Ryudo.
Ugh, if it weren't for work, I'd have nothing to do with that guy. But business is business.
She was a fine-looking girl, though.
I don't care for her or the kindness of strangers. What is it, Sky?
Ryudo, looks like we have another job.
Hey, not already. I'm still sore from that fall. No thanks to you. Ouch! Okay, okay! Sky, all right already! It's good to have work, right? It says the Church of Granis wants to hire you as a bodyguard. So, working for Granis, huh? Now I really don't want to do it.
A job's a job, right?
Yeah, I guess you're right. That's what it means to be a Geohound.
Okay, right, so, back again. God, these RPGs and their long-winded sequences. Basically, it makes me laugh. It's like, how does a note tied to a tree mean a job? Is it his tree specifically? Is it ye olde job centre? Bugger knows. All I know is that it's just a bit bizarre. So, basically, I haven't actually played this game for a good 5-6 years. So it's still just kind of getting that used to it again, but it's not really that bad. I mean, to be fair, I didn't buy Grandia 2 when it first came out because I was kind of put off, because it was like, I wasn't actually used to the whole RPG concept of basically the main characters were changed in every installation, such as Final Fantasy. Obviously there's a new cast every time, isn't there? Same with Grandia, you had a completely different cast for the first one, so I wasn't used to that, and I was like, God, well I just, that's a bit pointless, I want to know what happens to them afterwards. Obviously, at that point I hadn't actually completed the first Grandia, so I didn't know the ending was kind of final, so to speak. So anyway, actually, we're having our first battle encounter for the game. The combat system is quite basic, but it's also quite effective. You basically got a weight bar, then you hit the command section and you actually input what command you want to enter. And then basically you've got a whole variety of items, attack, combo. I mean, just then I used a critical, which basically, if the enemy's in the commands, between the command and act point, it will actually cancel the action that they're about to perform, which in a sense is great tactics if you can actually delay them from attacking you. It's especially good in certain boss scenarios where it's like you don't really want to take that much damage, so you delay them, and then basically they can't attack you. And I mean, I've never had that best case scenario where they can never attack, because 9 times out of 10 they're going to get you. But it's always nice to try and delay that. Right, now at that point I was actually trying to get a initiative on him, so basically if you approach them from behind you'll have the initiative. But for some reason, he didn't do it, so I don't know what the hell that was all about. And also, I mean, this is a big waste of SP, but I'm actually using one of his special moves, which is the Tensei Ken Slash. Basically, obviously it's a special move, so it's going to be powerful, but the first special move for each character in this game will always have a cancelling effect like a critical. So, as well as also it freezes time for everybody else. So as well as cancelling a move, nobody else will move at the same time, so it's even more better, because obviously with a critical you've got to run up and actually hit them to stop them from attacking you, which is a bit of a pain in the arse, but what are you going to do? So, I mean, generally the big differences don't become apparent in Grandia until actually later as you go on, but we'll get to that as we go on. I mean, the combat has stayed the same from that point onwards, really. To be fair, it's basically, obviously, the combat bar is quite obviously different to most RPGs at that point. Whereas, like your Final Fantasy and all that, you've got your waiting times, and you're obviously all stood in a row. With this, you've actually got basically whole field advantage. So, if you're actually out of range of an enemy to attack you, because you've got certain move stats, if your movement doesn't take you as far as like that enemy is, that'll cancel your movement and you'll go back into the waiting bar. And it's the same for enemies. So in effect, it's a lot more tactical in your positioning and all that lovely stuff. Oh god, and I forgot it's the churchgoers, isn't it? To be fair, I mean, back when I first started playing this, it did sound sort of cultish, the Church of Granis. I mean, to be honest, they just call things the church, not the church of something. When they say the church of something, it's usually cultish. Oh, and she annoys me. Dear God, but we'll get into that later. To be fair, that's actually a bit derogatory of that character, because it's like, she's just referred to as this guy's wife. I mean, doesn't she have a name? Was she just born and they named her Karis's wife? Or one of his names, I didn't catch that actually. I'm sorry, that bit always makes me laugh whenever I play this. Beat the charity out of you? Oh Jesus. What kind of church have we got involved with? So that's why they say to stay inside after dark. Jesus, I didn't know that. So basically, the church we've been hired to, which obviously be a bodyguard for, we need to get the details of. But I mean, to be honest, it's kind of a bit slow at the moment, because obviously it's all the build-up and plot elements and establishing everything at the moment. It's like, the first bit's going to be pretty much all set up. It's like, you know, obviously all those churchgoers have gone off to exorcise the devil, quotation mark fingers, in effect. But basically, yeah, they've gone off to some tower, and I obviously, as part of the story, will be basically going there in a sec. Well, not in a sec. Next part, probably. Also, another point I'd like to point out is the fact that Sky, when he's actually talking, I always have the envisagement of some 40-year-old bloody weird pub friend, you know, the guy sat at the end of the bar, the creepy one. And I think at this point I was actually just exploring the town a bit, getting a feel for the movement again, because it's just been such a long time, and it's like I was trying to figure out what I would rather use. Because obviously with the PlayStation controller you've got the D-pad and the analog sticks. With the D-pad you've got more slow, refined walking, and if you hold the C button down you'll actually go into a jog. But if you just use the analog stick on its own, then you'll just run around constantly, and sometimes you'll end up bashing into walls if you're like me and have no sense of direction whatsoever. And obviously you've got your lovely NPCs that just stand around there and give you lovely useless banter, bloody hell. Also, the common term for Ryudo is Geohound, which is basically sort of like mercenary general dog's body type of thing. And yeah, I mean, he doesn't really give himself much good PR, because he's basically, he's such an abrasive character to begin with. And obviously his sarcasm doesn't do him any good either. And then also, obviously, we talk to token old fogey in town number 1, just going on about something random that's not really relevant. Basically, obviously, they must be just having bad harvests, which no consequence at all, so it means nothing. At this point I just... oh Jesus, no, I did go in. I thought that I didn't decide to go in that house because I'm fed up talking to people, but obviously I talked to one more person. And look! Talking about the harvests again. What a surprise. And obviously apparently it's a common problem, because Ryudo is saying that it's a common problem everywhere then. What are these farmers doing? Jesus. No, sorry, I'll rephrase that. Granus! Right. So now we're going to be introduced to pushy princess type character that will get on your nerves within the first 5 minutes. God, no shit, birdie. Okay, actually, before they start talking again properly, I mean, this isn't proper, this is just gibberish singing, or well, Latin maybe, or something, whatever. If anybody has actually seen, like, Buffy, you'll obviously know Giles. Wait until the priest comes out, and I mean, I don't know whether it's just me or not, but I think it's a blue-haired priest Giles, okay?
I should have known that I needed more practice.
What's the matter? Is that all?
Who said that?
Don't mind me. Continue.
Were you listening to my singing?
Come on, if you're that tense, you won't be able to perform at all.
Who are you? I haven't seen you around. What are you doing here?
Whoa now, what am I doing here? You're the one who hired me.
I hired you? I do not remember anything of the sort. You look awfully suspicious. Leave right now, or I'll scream.
Are you for real? Oh, wait a sec. I bet no one told you.
Bluehead Giles!
Elena, is something the matter? Ah, you must be the Geohound, yes? We've been waiting for you.
A Geohound?
Hey, I'm Ryudo. This here's Sky. Quite a warm welcome for someone you're hiring.
What? Why are you being so rude?
Elena, please excuse her. Allow me to apologize on her behalf. Elena, you must get ready to leave.
Yes, Father. I'm very sorry for interfering. Please excuse me.
Excuses in women are equally tiring.
This is not the place. May I ask you to wait at the inn? I shall be along shortly.
See? His art. Jesus. It's Bluehead Priest Giles. And that's how I will refer to him for this one in a, like, basically he's only actually in this part of the game, so it's upsetting. But yeah, Bluehead Priest Giles is a bit of a, what's the word? Condescending bastard. Well, sorry, excuse my French. But yeah, he kind of, I mean, you'll see what he says at the end. But yeah, he's kind of Jesus. And also Ryudo is a bit of, see what I mean about his comments? Excuses and women are equally tiring. I mean, seriously. Where do you get off being that kind of person? I mean, I know you, like, obviously, some hardened, like, mercenary type thing, but seriously, bad PR. I mean, to be fair, okay, he does have a kind of excuse, but we'll get into that later. Much later. That made me laugh as well. The priest told me to wait here. That's just, I don't know. That's an awesome line. I'd just love to use it in like everyday life. Yeah, the priest told me to wait here. Yeah, I don't think this is the church reception. This is an inn. Priest Giles. I love the slow neck turn. See, it's like everybody hates him. Oh Jesus, let's not talk about grannies. Jesus, even the priest said it! You can read, can't you? Oh my god, Priest Giles, you've gone down in my estimations. Yeah, full on brawl in the inn. Yeah, sounds awfully fishy to me. Full moon, tower, recipe for disaster. But then again, what isn't these days? Murderous Geohound. See? Bad PR! Stop it! Ah, Jesus, it's the general spiel he's spouting now. Oh my god! It's like, his comments are outrageous, but they just can't help but make me laugh. Better start praying your sister over there. God. If only it was that easy to get, you know, get stuff you money, just flash a bag of money. It's probably only 1p's and 2p's. Oh, the sister who protects his way in the church. I'll give you 3 guesses who it is. Don't jinx it. Famous last words, I never. Yeah, I know you don't want any trouble, just let me save. So that's basically it for part 1. Obviously it's a pretty boring part in terms of gameplay wise, because obviously it's all setting up the scene for the story. But join us again for the next part, where we'll probably have a lot more fighting and obviously more plot development. See you then.